Greetings in the name of Jah Rastafari. Wow, you couldn't imagine my delight this morning when a new image was posted on the US debt clock on X. And it's the best. It's by far I mean, you can't really say more in an image than is said in the one that's posted today. God wins in big block letters. The top, all four corners have an archangel in them, and there's the symbol of the Alpha and the Omega, as long as with that beautiful symbol of Christ's logo. So these are the most amazing times, folks. I hope you realize that we're right in it now, and this is so wonderful what's going on. What's written on that debt clock is so important, on that image today, and that is, there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars. And that comes from Luke 21 verse 25, and it goes on to say in that same verse, same chapter rather, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Spoiler alert, you're going to want to go and read the 27th verse of that chapter and 28th. That's the key of it all. But enough said there that, wow, we're going to see signs in the sun and the moon and in the stars. And upon the earth, the distress of nations. Well, we're already seeing that like crazy. You know what? Revelation is being revealed to us. That's what's going on. And it's amazing. You don't need to overthink this whole thing too. You just have to have faith and trust in God. It's all going to work out. However, there's going to be some dastardly deeds, because there is a war. We're in the middle of a spiritual war, and it's for everything. And the team that are going to lose, they know the consequence of their loss, and they don't want to lose. They'll do anything to remain in power. But we're going to see some nasty, nasty ass stuff coming up here. Reminds me of one of my favorite Bob Marley songs called Ambush in the Night. And the two powers that are fighting. And in that song he talks about, see them fighting for power, but they know not the hour. So they bribing with their guns, spare parts, and money. But he goes on to say he's protected by His Majesty. And we all are. We have to know that. And, in that song too, he says, well, what we know is not what they tell us. We're not ignorant. I mean it. And they just can't touch us through the powers of the Most High. So, Bob Marley, I tell you, he could help anybody to lift up their spirits. So if you find yourself glum or a little nervous in the days ahead, listen to some Bob Marley. But 107, that's who I listen to mostly. And God bless 107. He's been telling us the truth from the very beginning. And now he's singing too. 2020, it's not over yet. He's got a pretty good voice too, way better than mine. But that's the truth. Is 2020, we had a huge breakthrough on the 11th hour. And by the 11th hour, I mean, it couldn't have come any later. If it were later, it would be too late. But one was recently in Hawaii with Tina Peters, and they were jubilant. You could just tell. It was almost as though they were taking a victory lap. But victory is imminent, and I'll explain why. It was discovered that software engineers from Serbia had total access and complete control over the election systems of Dominion. Now, this is a real problem for Dominion because their CEO testified under oath that all their employees were vetted and screened. That's false. There's a law in Serbia that it's illegal to investigate staff. It's a racial profiling thing. They don't allow it. So that's not the damning part, though. What happened was on March the 19th, so that's not even 2 weeks ago. And by the way, we've all been bludgeoned so much with all these various different election theft news that we've become desensitized to it, and we're not holding any credence of it any longer because it's been going on for so long. But Patrick Byrne, that's another one, God bless, an amazing effort. And a county sheriff from northern Michigan named Dar Leaf, and an attorney who's now in jail named Stephanie Lambert. She broke her NDA, so she violated an agreement that she signed to look at certain evidence, but she felt she had to, and it's released, it's on X now. You can go read it for yourself. Oh boy. And then, meanwhile, Arizona gets a win, and it looks as though AZ might be just completely disqualified entirely, decertified the entire thing. Georgia, also victories there. So what we're seeing now is a cascade of failures. These are legal failures, and you know, they had a special idea for their lawfare that was to run out the clock, and they haven't been able to do it. They didn't do it. And this is a real problem, and it's one of the reasons they might have to shut the lights off, turn the internet off and everything else, because if they want to remain in power, they have to do it illegally now, because you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. Those emails are on X, and you can read that the Serbians have complete access to the US system. Well, imagine that. You know, we have the Leonardo satellite systems. That was a misdirect. There were so many groups that were hacked in, and there was some elaborate misdirects that were created to make a red herring. And we knew, like, we had everything at the Mike Lindell Cyber Symposium. We pretty much figured, and that was in 2020, we thought, we got these guys, this is easy peasy. But it turned out there were so many hackers in the system. Like the Iranians, they actually got imprisoned, 2 of them, for hacking in, and that wasn't even enough. So we had all of this information and the movie 2000 Mules. Wasn't enough. 1,700 convictions for election fraud in America. Wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to change the momentum of the steal. Well, that's all over now, because what has happened, Providence Reigns, and we were saved by Providence. And a lot of it is because Juan Savin and his coalition of candidates and their persistence. And they put their lives on the line. In the beginning, after the Cyber Symposium, there were 63 lawsuits filed from the people that were at that Cyber Symposium. And not even half of them were heard. And of those half, about a dozen were able to gain standing in a particular court that they were in. Now remember, the Dems had a massive pool of money to wear out the clock and use lawfare and every type of intimidation, every type of tactic. It didn't work for this beautiful man named Dar Leaf. It didn't deter Patrick Byrne. And Tina Peters is a hero. She gave up a lot for this pursuit, but one, he glued it all together, and he kept all of these things moving forward. Just a brilliant tactician this guy is. So no amount of brinksmanship can change the simple truth that 2020 was stolen, and we know that now. And it's really important that whatever's going to happen tomorrow, that everyone know, and just becomes a fact, that Trump won in 2020, and that's the end of that story. So the key of this whole thing that we're headed into, you have to trust in the plan. You have to trust in God, and remember, we forward in this generation triumphantly. Thank you for watching.